and welcome back. We're going to go through some brief exercises this evening, just because I want you to have some first aid tricks that you can use when you feel stressed or anxiety comes up. In the earlier part of the evening, we talked about how our perceptions and our reaction to stress can have a profound effect on our physiology. The good thing is we can do things to control that. We can override our stress response, and we can override our anxiety. So I'm going to start with the first tool that I really, really love. I call it the healing breath, and it's by a Dr. Mark Schoen from UCLA. And I have never said this about anything else I teach, but I'll say that this tool works in 100% of the cases. And if it doesn't, I want to hear from someone where it doesn't work. Because in all the times I've taught this, it always lowers one's blood pressure and your heart rate. So what I'm going to do is describe the tool, and then I'll demonstrate it, and then we'll do it as a group. And I think you'll find it very simple, and that's one of the beauties of it. It's so simple, anyone can do it. So what I'm going to do is take a deep breath, and then exhale that one breath in 3 stages, with about 3 seconds between each stage. And as I exhale, I'm going to make an SH or a sh sound. And that may sound kind of weird. You may feel kind of weird doing that, but I'll explain why it works in a little while. So here's what it looks like. And that's all there is to it. So now I'd like to invite you, each of you, to take a nice deep breath. Good. One more time. Breath in. Good. And just one more time. Breath in. Good. How does that feel? Yeah. What we're doing here is we're exercising the nerve fibers around our mouth, and we're switching those nerve fibers from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic system. It turns off our anxiety, and so it's really helpful. If you practice this 3 times a day, doing it 3 times, each of those 3 times, you'll be able to kind of kick into this real quickly, real automatically, and receive immediate benefit from this. Not that you don't just tonight, but it will be enhanced. And I've had numerous people come to me and say, well, how can I do this if I'm in a work situation? I can't start going shh in front of my boss. And that's true. But you can purse your lips. You can take a quick break, run to the restroom, and do it there, or to your car, or turn your back to a corner or to the room and face a corner and just purse your lips as you're breathing out, and that will work equally as well. Okay, thank you very much, and we'll move into the next tool now.
Then when you're ready, you can open your eyes, realizing that you used your imagination as a way of decreasing some stressors you've been carrying. Would anybody care to tell us how that experience was for them?
I went to sleep.
You went to sleep? Yeah. That's what your body needed. Yes, Henry?
I have both of your relaxation CDs, your self-hypnosis CDs, and this was one of them, and I fell right into that space, just like that again.
So that's wonderful, because what happens with that is the more we practice relaxing ourselves, we're creating new neural pathways, and we're reinforcing it over and over and over each time we do a healthy habit. And it's a lot like, let's say we have a lawn, but it's full of weeds too, as well as the grass we want. If we never pull out the weeds, they're both going to grow and compete. And what I'm suggesting to you is that you can plant what you want in your brain. And we realize our brain, parts of our brain are going to be responding to all the stimulus around us. And we can't really stop that totally. We need to stay safe. We want our brain to be alert and be aware. But we can also recognize that we can quickly reduce the fears. Because what really stresses us out is not that we're losing our house necessarily, it's our fear of survival. So if we only had to worry about surviving, we'd have a lot less worries. So I'm suggesting to you that every single one of you can start practicing more tools than perhaps you already have, or maybe you don't have stress, and that's great if you're already doing things. But you can use movement, you can use your imagination, you can use music, you can use alone time, downtime, playtime, ways to stop the stress response and be in the driver's seat. And in doing that, you're increasing your health by just being in the driver's seat and saying, well, I'm going to practice this today. For me, it's taking Riley for a walk. And that helps him and it helps me. Our crew back here is passing out a little salad. We like to give healthy snacks, and this is a quinoa salad with roasted vegetables. Yes?
When you were talking about the effects of chronic stress, does that reverse itself as you decrease your stress?
Chronic stress means you always have a weight on. If this is our body and we always have a weight on it, we're always worried about something, it's causing damage. If we take it off and begin to live in a more relaxed way, you may not reverse all the stressors, all the damage that's done, but at least you're not contributing to more of it. Yes?
Now, did I hear that you have, like, tapes or...
I do, and I this isn't the venue where I want to advertise what I do, but I do have some cards back there, and if you wanted to contact me, I'm happy to share information about them. Let's do one more exercise, and you can even do that while you eat. So obviously, I want you to keep your eyes open. So you hit your mouth. So while you're thinking whatever you're thinking and eating, I want you just to be again aware of your breath. Because your breath is the single most important tool in your health. There's nothing more important than being aware of your breath. I once took this fabulous training with a physicist, and he talked about our physical bodies, our mental bodies, our emotional bodies, our spiritual bodies, our electromagnetic bodies, and he said the one thing that unites all these bodies is our breath. If you've ever been around someone that's dying, you're listening to the breath. Okay? The breath is the most precious thing we have. So I'd like for you all to be aware of your breath right now. And if you're chewing, that could be a bit of a challenge. So you may want to just listen to me and practice this later. And it's on your handout. It's called Restorative Breath. I want you just to imagine you take your breath in through your heart and out through your solar plex region. And some people like to imagine a color associated with their breath, but you're just breathing in through your heart and out through your belly. Just experience that. You might even feel gratitude for your breath. You might even be saying thank you to yourself. You're breathing. You have this precious day on this earth plane. And as you breathe in through your heart and out through your belly, I'd like for you to think of perhaps the very last time you felt gratitude or appreciation for someone or something. When you felt gratitude or appreciation for someone or something, and relive that experience. What you were physically experiencing, what you were telling yourself, perhaps colors or sounds around you, perhaps the time of day or the time of year. And then I'd like for you to ask on the inside, as if you had a consultant there in your heart, this wise consultant, what is it? What shift in perception would help me to rebalance myself or de-stress myself? and see what information comes up. And as you sustain all those feelings as long as you can just reorient to this time and place and open your eyes. Feeling comfortable and relaxed. This exercise came from Heart Math. It's from a tool they call the freeze frame. And Heart Math is an educational institute that studies the organs in our body and their electromagnetic field. Our brain goes out a few inches. The electromagnetic field from our heart goes out many feet. Our heart is a very powerful organ. When we bring our conscious awareness to our heart, we have a lot more capabilities of dealing with life and increasing our health than if we just stay in our brain. Did that feel good? Mm-hmm. So I want you to calibrate your stress level again, 1 to 10. Did it go down for most of you? Mm-hmm. Good. If not, I want to know about it after the class. Building resilience. Before the big stuff happens, it's before the death of a loved one. It's before the disasters in our personal lives. Because we will all have very, very difficult things to deal with. And those markers, the more we can increase them, the more insulation we have, just like in our homes, of dealing with the storms of our life. The more you work on those elements of increasing your sense of connection with others, learning what best relaxes you and participating in it, acknowledging change, we talked about that, it's inevitable, acknowledging that life isn't fair, and the more you can plant the flowers we talked about and pull the weeds or the limiting beliefs out of your conscious mind, that's going to pull them out of your unconscious mind as well, and you'll have a lot more peace and space in your life to notice the good things. Because the way our brain works is our brain sends deeper roots down for negative events than it does for neutral or positive events. So when you consciously plant something in your brain that's positive, a positive thought, a positive experience, and you relive it again and again, then you're planting deep roots and you help it balance your physiology. So it's really important to realize, wow, you know, the weather outside is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely. And experience that on every level you can right now. And that's going to stop the stress response. Because the way our systems are set up is you can't be relaxed and stressed at the same time. So if you relax yourself, the other's turned off. Okay? So get as many relaxation responses in your day as you can, which will turn off the stress response, which is inevitable. I do want to mention that on May 6th, I think it is, I believe we'll have Dr. Robert Gitlin here talking about the immune system. He'll talk about how our digestion affects our immune system and other topics as well. And I really appreciate everyone coming. Yay!